Okay. Oh, well, I'll just hold it. Um, oh, I'll put it in here. Okay. Um, in this video, I want to talk about a couple things. By the way, if you're new, hi, my name is Will. I am a female to male transgendered individual. I am 37 and a half years old, and um, and um, and I talk about trans-related topics, stuff to do with quarantine and stuff like that. Um, First thing, I would like to show you guys some stuff that I have made. Um, and if you like what you see, put it down in the um, comments if you would like what you see and that I can make you something. And I will put the prices in the description. So, first off is this Mickey Mouse ring. All I used was a Disney button, clipped off the little button hook thing, and glued it onto this little ring. And these are all Disney buttons, by the way. Here's Winnie the Pooh. And I can make, because they come in groups. So, like, they had, for Winnie the Pooh, they had Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, Eeyore, and like a honey pot. Um, I can make bracelets, I can make rings, whatever. Here's Donald Duck. And I used elastic, which I glued with E6000, because that's a really strong, like, super glue. It takes about 24 hours for it to dry. And for you Nightmare Before Christmas fans, check. Here's another Donald Duck, but this time it's on white elastic. Just his face. And here is Olaf. And I also made an Olaf bracelet. Now for each ring would depend on how many you want and what you want done. Like, if you want a bracelet and a ring, it would be $20. If you want just rings, it would be about 15 to 20, because of all the time and the effort I put into it. So I can basically get buttons of anything. There are certain things that they don't have, like they don't have a lot of classic, like Oliver and Company and stuff like that. They don't have, you know, stuff like that, but they have a lot of different ones. Um, so yeah. Anyways, the other thing I want to talk about is a question that I've been seeing on that other YouTubers have been questioning about is, do you need dysphoria to be trans? And personally, I have dysphoria. I have major bottom dysphoria. I used to have dysphoria about my chest, but I got top surgery and a revision, so it so I don't have dysphoria about my chest anymore. And I used to have dysphoria about my period, trigger warning, basically my shark week. Um, and I got a full hysterectomy, and that cured that dysphoria that I had. Um, I do have a little bit of dysphoria. I can't, I'm not sure if it's actually could be qualified as dysphoria, but I sometimes feel like I feel left out that I didn't have a kid, but I couldn't really see myself being pregnant because that means I would have to have sex in order to get pregnant, and because I can't afford in vitro. I couldn't afford in vitro, and neither could my parents. So, um, and it, and there was like no bank that was going to give me a loan. So, um, sometimes I feel like you know I missed out on having a child, and I could always adopt, but with my disabilities, and I live on Social Security and disability payments. So it's like, um, you don't really get like a lot of money. Um, and it takes a lot of money for lawyers and, you know, traveling fees and everything else. And I don't think I could ever really adopt either. But so I don't know if that could actually be disqualified as dysphoria, but that's just sometimes how I feel. But um, but also, you know, there are people who identify as trans, as cis. You can be cis and still have dysphoria about something, about your body. You know, like say, like me for instance. I'm chunky. Okay, I am overweight, and um, see, I am overweight. You can tell. Okay, this is how my chest looks, and I have sensation from here to about here, or a little bit before, because right here, well, here I have sensation, but here it's some sensation, some numbness, and I have some sensation a little bit around my nipples still. And my um I had my top surgery almost 12 and a half years ago, and in Minnesota, and by a surgeon named Dr. Richard Tholen. I'm not sure if he's still in practice, but he did my top surgery and my revision, and it was fantastic. I love the results I got. Anyways, there could be cis people, and if you don't know what cis is, it's a person who identifies as the gender that they were assigned at birth. Like if you were born female and you like being female, then you're cis. You're a cis female. If you're born male and you like being male, then you're a cis male. That's what cis means. Um, and if you're like me, because I identify as a transgendered male, female to male, transgendered male. Um, I'm not on any T yet, but since I don't have my ovaries anymore and I've been off estradiol for since last fall, early to mid, maybe late fall, early winter, I got off it. And I've noticed some changes um, because I figured I have like no estrogen in my system, but I have testosterone because when you're born, if you're a girl, you have more estrogen than testosterone, but you have a little bit of testosterone. And if you're born male, you have more testosterone and you have a little bit of estrogen. So for me, I haven't had my levels checked. I want to get them checked, but I just can't right now because I asked my doctor about it and she said, what would be the point? And I said, well, I'm just curious to see where my levels are at because, just because. But I've noticed some changes. Um, and my voice has gotten a little deeper. My mom could even tell that my voice got a little deeper. When I was sick with a cold, not coronavirus, but when I was sick with a cold, um, about a month or so ago, excuse me, um, my voice was deep because I had I had a cough and I had, like a phlegmy cough, and when you're sick, your voice gets deep. Well, I'm all better, like a month and a half later, and my voice is a little deeper. So, um, which is awesome. I'm getting more chin hairs. Of course, I did on estradiol, but after my hysterectomy, but I've been getting more. Like I have, like some. It used to grow on this side and not this side, but now it's growing on this side and this side, but not in the middle. But it's like a few hairs. Like you can't really tell that they're there unless you really focus and look. Um, and I'm actually going to be on hormones soon, pretty soon. Um, and I will let you guys know when that is. And I think I'm going to be on testosterone gel or a cream. There's this cream that um, my doctor told me about, and you'd apply it to both your upper arms and your chest. So, um, it's either cream or gel. I'm thinking it's probably gel, but she said it was a cream, so um, just have to wait and see. Um, but anyways, if you're trans, like, do if you identify as trans and you don't have dysphoria, that to me, honestly, you can be trans and not have dysphoria. Um, and if if you are trans and you do have dysphoria, then okay. But for me personally, I have major bottom dysphoria, major. Um, and yes, I want to be on hormones, and yes, I want bottom surgery. Um, I was all gung ho about having metatoiplasty and with urethral lengthening, vaginectomy, scrotoplasty, and implants, testicular implants. But now I kind of want to have phalloplasty and have it taken from my abdomen area because that part's covered up by clothes anyways, and you don't get um, a scar on your arm, on your arms, or it would be on my left arm. um, I wouldn't have a scar there. I wouldn't have a scar on my legs, on one of my legs. So um, and I would still want the same, like, um, urethral lengthening, vaginectomy, scrotoplasty, testicular implants, and glandsplasty. to make it look more like a cis penis. Um, so that's basically my view. I mean, you can even be non-binary, not really male or female, and still have dysphoria. And if you identify as non-binary and you don't have dysphoria, then that's just you. It it's what you are comfortable with. That's what counts. It's what you are comfortable with. So, um, so don't worry about what other people say. They say no, you're not trans because you don't have dysphoria. It's like, dude, it's my personal choice if and how I feel if I have dysphoria or not. So I'm probably gonna get some hate for this, but um, that's just how I feel and how I view things. So yeah, well, that's about it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.